film, rather than say anything about our piece, I want to show you something explosive. It is here in Los Angeles where punk has taken on hardly harmless and distinctly violent proportions. A band from Hermosa Beach, California called Black Flag has earned a reputation as a group with a particularly violent following. My guest tonight took part the other day in the film effort that we brought you, and I'd like to now introduce you to Chuck Dukowski, who plays bass with the controversial Black Flag group.
The Bassist Hall show, it's like this was the first, well, not the first one with the Black Flag, it was the third Black Flag one, but the best documented one, because it's the one that was on the Tom Snyder show.
Right.
And that show, we're getting ready for this show. It's like 3:30 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock. You're setting the PA up and stuff, and you're there to do sound check. They're already developing. They have their command center. They're putting that together. The helicopters are already hovering overhead and they have like 100 guys hanging around, and they just let the whole show develop and have it all happen. And then once it was all, they felt like there was maximum number of people were in the place, then they busted their move and came through and beat everybody up and, you know, hurt a lot of people.
You know, you go and you see Black Flag and you see the Ramones, and then it's crowded, whatever. I came outside and Sunset Boulevard is blocked off, and there's fucking riot police everywhere, and they've got their shields, and they're
partying.
Just, they're just beating the shit out of everybody. And from inside the show, I mean, it was a Black Flag show, so people were, whatever, you know, people slamming, whatever.
Oh my God, they're running around in circles and running into each other.
Right.
They're so violent.
Right.
Sergeant Whites of the LAPD.
The owner decided that he wanted to close the establishment, and he requested us to stand by. We did so, and the people that were inside with the group asked us to stand by and wait a couple extra songs. We did. We waited a couple other additional songs. They refused to close up. They refused to leave. He requested that we go inside and clean up. He had received a lot of damage from the inside as to property. Therefore, we went inside and had the individuals that were inside exit the location.
But it was so premeditated. There were 50 people. They would have still come through. Right. They were ready way before the whole event even happened. They were like there and had their mobile command center had arrived hours before the doors opened.
The police is the Nazi movement?
Yeah. It's a preemptive effort to stop the shows. It started 2 years ago. There was a gig in LA called at the Elks Lodge. That was the first time that happened. The police came, no provocation whatsoever, made an effort to stop the gig. They came in, there were no exits. A phalanx of armed officers came through and beat the living crap out of a lot of kids and told them never to come back. Okay?
Why are the police against you?
Like, you don't want to believe even somebody that's evil is, like, premeditatedly, like, planning on fucking people up. And it's like, okay, wait, are you... It seems to me you don't want this to happen. Just cancel the show. Like, they could just be like, this isn't happening. But they kind of can't, because then they get sued for First Amendment rights, you know, or whatever. Who knows?
It's no fun.
No, exactly. But so it's like I've always been curious. It's like, okay, you're evil, but I want to know like what level of evil are you?
Dude, they were so evil that at the Exploited riot in Huntington, Huntington Park, they take their badges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's Daryl Gates was practicing on our movement for the riots that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you think about
Sure.
it happened under the same regime.
Yeah.
You know, what happened to us and what happened in the black community, it was all controlled by the same man.
Full on.
You know?
Yeah. Weren't you
And-
just
and
reading
there-
something about
I was
how
reading about how there's they call it the agent provocateur thing, where you try to precipitate a violent outburst against you and use that as a pretext to be brutal in your repression of the whole community. And in fact, in that riot, in the Rodney King thing, they were saying that in fact most of the damage to buildings and the fire bombings, they documented a car that belonged to the police department going around with off-duties in it, actually throwing Molotovs through store windows to, you know, and it wasn't totally random. They were picking on people they were against when they did it, but the idea was to try and paint the black community as violent and needing of repression.
Yeah.
Just like Chief Gates got all into, we need to kick the youth down when they're young, so that we can lead them on a rein. The intergenerational, just like putting, you know, the rich against the middle class against the lower class, the black against the white, and dividing people.
And the parents against their children.
The parents against the children, the different generations against each other. All of those politics of division are a pig program.
Yes.
You're right.
That shit's not real.
Yeah.
Right.
That shit is on purpose, and it's perpetrated upon us and to try and make us jealous and hateful to each other, so that we don't point our hatefulness at the people who deserve to be hated.